Did you know that hidden within the mystical teachings of the Kabbalah lie entities so fearsome they can alter your perception of good and evil? Join us as we uncover these terrifying beings and their secrets. In this video, we delve into Gershom Scholem's revelations about the terrifying beings lurking within Kabbalistic law's esoteric layers. We'll explore these enigmatic figures' origins, characteristics, and significance that challenge our understanding of the spiritual realm. Stay with us until the end to uncover the secrets these entities hold and discover their unexpected impact on the mystical tradition of Kabbalah. Gershom Scholem and the Kabbalah. Gershom Scholem, the father of modern Kabbalah studies, was an exceptional scholar who unveiled the hidden secrets of this ancient Jewish mystical tradition. Born in Berlin in 1897, he dedicated his life to studying and understanding Kabbalistic texts, revealing knowledge that had remained in darkness for centuries. Kabbalah is a spiritual tradition that seeks to understand the nature of God, the universe, and the human soul. While it is commonly known for its teachings on personal growth and spiritual enlightenment, Scholem discovered it also possesses a dark and mysterious side filled with fearsome entities and chaotic forces. Scholem found references to powerful and often terrifying beings within Kabbalistic texts in his studies. These entities challenge our understanding of reality, representing the darker aspects of divine and cosmic forces. Contrary to the standard image of Kabbalah as a source of wisdom and peace, these hidden figures reveal a much more complex and formidable side. By investigating both the luminous and dark aspects, Scholem provided us with a complete vision of Kabbalah. He reminded us that on the mystical path, light and darkness coexist, each revealing different facets of the divine mystery. These changes enhance the clarity and appeal of the content, keeping the viewer engaged and facilitating a deeper understanding of the topic. Sitra Achra, the other side. Now that we understand who Gershom Scholem was and his work on Kabbalah, let's delve into one of the most intriguing and dark concepts he discovered, the Sitra Achra, known as the other side. The Sitra Achra is a fundamental part of Kabbalah, representing the forces of evil and darkness. Unlike the sacred and luminous side of Kabbalah, the Sitra Achra refers to everything impure and chaotic. This concept is crucial for understanding the balance between good and evil in Kabbalistic cosmology. According to Kabbalah, the universe comprises opposing forces in constant balance. The sacred side is the domain of purity and divine light, while the Sitra Achra is the realm of shadows and impurity. These dark forces are not merely evil, but also necessary for the balance of the cosmos. Without the Sitra Achra, the concept of good would have no meaning. The Sitra Achra is formed by negative energies that feed on impurity and sin. These energies represent the forces of evil that separated from the divine side during creation. They are known as the Klipot, or shells, symbolizing the chaotic and destructive remnants left after the divine light withdrew, making space for evil and imperfection. In Kabbalah, the Sitra Achra is understood to play a crucial role in a person's spiritual life. Facing and overcoming its influences is part of the mystical journey toward enlightenment and spiritual purity. These trials and tribulations are essential for spiritual growth and development, helping individuals find the balance between light and darkness within themselves. Gershom Scholem emphasized the importance of understanding the Sitra Achra to gain a complete vision of Kabala. By acknowledging the existence of these dark forces, we can better appreciate the complexity of creation and the ongoing struggle between good and evil. The Klipot, shells of impurity. Having explored the concept of the Sitra Achra, it is essential to delve into an even more specific and crucial aspect of these dark forces. The Klipot, or shells of impurity. The Klipot is a central concept in Kabbalah, referring to the barriers that darken and enclose divine light. Imagine divine light as a pure, radiant source. The Klipot are like opaque layers that block and distort this light. These shells prevent divine light from shining in full intensity and represent spiritual obstacles we must overcome to achieve purity and closeness to the divine. According to Kabbalah, the origin of the Klipot dates back to the earliest moments of creation. Divine light contracted and was limited during the creation process, leaving impurity residues. These impurities formed the Klipot, layers of negative energy that cling to all of creation, both in the physical and spiritual worlds. They are considered the product of imbalances and ruptures in the structure of the cosmos, an inevitable byproduct of the separation between the divine and the material. The characteristics of the Klipot are varied and complex. They are described as hard, thick shells that envelop divine light, preventing full access and distorting its influence. In spiritual life, the Klipot manifests as negative tendencies, selfish desires, and emotional obstacles that distance people from their true spiritual purpose. In Kabbalah, the Klipot are classified into several types, each with its nature and effect on the human soul and the cosmos. Klipot Noga is the brightest shell with a dual aspect, which can be both positive and negative. It represents worldly temptations and desires that can be redirected toward good or evil. Klipot Noga has a spark of holiness and can, therefore, be redeemed and transformed into divine light through righteous and spiritual actions. In contrast, the three Klipots of total impurity are completely dark and contain no divine light. They represent absolute evil and corruption and cannot be redeemed. The first is Ruach, representing the spirit of impurity. The second is Afar, symbolizing dust and decay. The third is Mayim, related to the turbulent waters of impurity. Exploring and understanding the Klipot is essential for navigating spiritual challenges and drawing closer to divine light. These shells of impurity are obstacles we must overcome to achieve purity and holiness in our spiritual lives. Dark entities of Sitra Achra. Having explored the Klipot, we now delve into the terrifying entities of the Sitra Achra. We begin with Beelzebub, known as the Lord of the Flies. Beelzebub, whose name evokes images of corruption and decay, is described in Kabbalah as a formidable figure with black wings and bright red eyes that reflect his malevolent nature. His presence is accompanied by a swarm of flies, symbolizing the decay and impurity he governs. This being is tall and slender, with grayish skin and a sinister smile that reveals a row of sharp teeth. In Kabbalistic tradition, Beelzebub has roots in ancient Semitic beliefs, where he was initially worshipped as a god. However, over time, he was demonized in Jewish and Christian traditions. He embodies destructive forces and temptations that seek to divert souls from their spiritual path. Beelzebub is known for inciting humans to fall into lust, gluttony, and other worldly desires that lead them away from spiritual purity. His tactics may include manipulating thoughts and emotions, fostering discord and moral corruption. People under his influence may find their lives filled with chaos and disorder, drifting further from divine light and their true spiritual purpose. Kabbalists employ various practices and rituals to protect themselves from Beelzebub's influence. Meditation and prayer are essential for strengthening the connection to divine light and resisting temptations. Additionally, Kabbalists recite sacred texts and use amulets with specific inscriptions believed to repel Beelzebub and other evil forces. Purity of thought and action is also crucial to avoid falling under his influence. Another prominent and feared entity in the Sitra Achra is Samael, often called the Angel of Death. Samael is an imposing figure with black wings and glowing eyes, emitting a deathly light. His skin is pale like wax, and he wears a dark cloak that absorbs the light around him. He is often depicted with a flaming sword, symbolizing his power to execute divine decrees of death and destruction. In Kabbalah, Samael is a complex figure embodying both destruction and justice. His name means poison of God, reflecting his dual nature as both an agent of divinity and a force of evil. He acts as a necessary instrument to maintain cosmic balance, executing divine judgments of death and punishment. Samael's influence profoundly impacts Kabbalah's understanding of life and death. He represents the dark side of divine judgment, where souls must face the consequences of their actions. Those under his influence may experience deep despair, fear, and a constant sense of imminent threat. Samael's presence can lead to increased violence, disease, and premature death as he fulfills divine decrees of punishment. Kabbalists practice specific rituals and prayers to protect themselves from Samael's influence. These include reciting the Shema Israel, a declaration of faith in God's oneness, and other prayers invoking divine protection. Performing mitzvot, or good deeds, is also essential to repel Samael's negative energies. Kabbalists also use amulets and talismans containing sacred names and symbols to repel his influence and protect the bearer. Then we've got Belphegor, the demon of sloth. Belphegor is a formidable and insidious demon associated with the sin of sloth, laziness, and idle curiosity. In Kabbalistic tradition, he is often depicted as a hideous and corpulent figure with a bloated and lethargic appearance. He is usually shown sitting on a throne of filth or a commode, symbolizing his association with decay and stagnation. His eyes are heavy-lidded, and his expression is one of perpetual boredom and disinterest. His origins can be traced back to ancient Moabite mythology, where he was worshipped as Baal Peor, a god of fertility and debauchery. Over time, he was assimilated into Jewish and Christian demonology as a demon of sloth and gluttony. His primary role is to encourage laziness and procrastination, leading individuals away from their spiritual and worldly responsibilities. His influence is subtle but pervasive. He entices people to indulge in idleness, complacency, and hedonistic pleasures, causing them to neglect their duties and spiritual growth. Under his sway, individuals may become apathetic, indifferent, and detached from their goals and aspirations. This can lead to a life of unfulfilled potential, stagnation, and moral decay. To counteract his influence, Kabbalists employ various spiritual practices and disciplines. Regular prayer, meditation, and study are essential to maintaining a focused and active mind. Engaging in acts of charity and performing good deeds, mitzvot, helps to combat laziness and promote a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Kabbalists also recite specific prayers and psalms, such as Psalm 23, to invoke divine assistance in overcoming sloth and lethargy. Finally, in exploring the terrifying entities of the Sitra Achra, we arrive at Lilith, the Queen of Demons. Lilith is a fascinating and feared figure in the Kabbalistic tradition. She is described as a woman of supernatural beauty, but with an aura of darkness and danger. Her eyes shine with hypnotic intensity, and her long black hair cascades over her shoulders. She is often depicted with black wings and sharp claws, symbolizing her demonic nature and her ability for deception and seduction. In Kabbalistic texts, Lilith is known as the first wife of Adam, created equal to him and therefore not subordinate. Her refusal to submit to Adam led to her expulsion from the Garden of Eden, after which she became a demonic entity. Lilith symbolizes rebellion and independence taken to the extreme, challenging established norms and structures. Lilith is known for her role as a seductress and destroyer. She is said to attack newborns and mothers during childbirth and to seek vengeance on humanity for her expulsion from Eden. Her influence manifests in sexual temptation and moral corruption, using her allure to divert men from their duties and lead them to ruin. The figure of Lilith in Kabbalah symbolizes the forces of chaos and rebellion against divine order. She represents the uncontrollable and destructive aspects of freedom and independence, as a reminder of the dangers of straying from the paths of righteousness and submission to the divine. Conclusion. In our exploration of the demonic entities of the Sitra Achra in Kabbalah, we have encountered figures such as Beelzebub, Samael, Moloch, Asmodeus, and Lilith. These entities not only personify evil, but also challenge and teach us about the constant struggle between light and darkness. They remind us of the importance of purity, justice, and righteousness, and how facing and overcoming evil is crucial for our spiritual growth. Kabbalah shows us that enlightenment involves understanding and conquering these dark forces, strengthening our faith and connection to the divine light. This study guides us to a deeper understanding of the cosmos and our nature, revealing that true enlightenment is achieved by confronting and transcending darkness. Discovery of the forbidden key to immortality. Hiram Abiff, the first Mason, is remembered not only for his mastery in constructing Solomon's temple, but also for the profound esoteric secrets he guarded. Among these secrets, one of the most fascinating and controversial is the forbidden key to immortality. During his life, Hiram excelled not just in architectural skills, but also in deep knowledge of ancient, mystical, and esoteric traditions. These teachings centered on the belief that true immortality does not reside in the physical body, but in the elevation and purification of the spirit and soul. Let's explore the key elements of this transcendental pursuit in depth. One of the pillars of immortality, according to Hiram Abiff, is spiritual alchemy. Unlike material alchemy, which seeks to transform lead into gold, spiritual alchemy focuses on the internal transformation of the individual. Hiram taught that each person must purify their soul and elevate their consciousness through self-knowledge and meditation. This process of purification involves overcoming the limitations of the ego, shedding worldly desires, and connecting with the higher self. Spiritual alchemy requires constant and disciplined work. Hiram used specific symbols and rituals to help initiates focus their mind and spirit on this transformation. These rituals were designed to guide the initiate through different states of consciousness, allowing a deeper connection with the universe and the universal spirit. Another crucial aspect of the key to immortality is the understanding of reincarnation and karma. Hiram firmly believed that the human soul evolves through multiple lives. Each life is an opportunity to learn, grow, and correct past mistakes. Reincarnation is not just an endless cycle, but a process of spiritual refinement where each existence offers valuable lessons. Karma, or the principle of cause and effect, plays a fundamental role in this process. The actions of one life have repercussions in the next. Hiram taught that by understanding and accepting the laws of karma, one could work to improve their spiritual state in each life. This knowledge not only helped initiates live more consciously, but also offered a broader perspective of their purpose in the universe. The belief in the connection between the microcosm, the individual, and the macrocosm, the universe, is another vital component. Hiram Abiff taught that the human soul is a miniature reflection of the entire universe. This holistic perspective suggests that by understanding oneself, one can understand the universe and vice versa. Harmony between the individual and the cosmos is essential to achieving spiritual immortality. Hiram used this philosophy to teach his followers that every action, thought, and emotion had an impact on the universe. By living in harmony with cosmic laws, one could elevate their spirit and move closer to immortality. This connection was also manifested in how Hiram approached the construction of the temple, infusing every detail with deep, symbolic meaning that resonated with universal order. Symbols and rituals play a crucial role in transmitting esoteric knowledge. Hiram Abiff believed that symbols were not just visual representations, but keys that could unlock profound spiritual truths. Masonic rituals, with their specific symbols and gestures, were designed to guide initiates on their spiritual journey. For example, the use of the square and compass in Freemasonry symbolizes the need to balance material life with spiritual life. Hiram taught that by mastering these symbols, Masons could access higher levels of knowledge and understanding. These rituals were not merely ceremonial, but also served as meditative practices that helped initiates focus their mind and spirit on their quest for immortality.
Demons and the devils have always been depicted with horns. These horns symbolize man's lower animal nature, trapped within the earthly. These horns are also the hand sign for rock music, though most people remain unaware of this symbolic connection when making this hand sign. In this picture from a rock concert, people are making what they believe is just a cool hand sign, while simultaneously enthralled by these lyrics. Master of puppets, I'm pulling your strings, twisting your mind and smashing your dreams blinded by me. You can't see a thing, just call my name, 'cause I'll hear you scream, Master, Master. Steiner also writes about the incarnation of Mephistophiles. Mephistopheles' incarnation is not merely a myth or an abstract concept, but a real and imminent event. He will incarnate in human form within the 21st or 22nd century, exerting his influence more directly than ever before. The preparation for Mephistopheles' incarnation is a deliberate and meticulous process, and can be seen in various aspects of modern life. One of the primary means of preparing for Mephistopheles' arrival is the relentless advancement of technology. While technological progress has brought numerous benefits, it also fosters a materialistic worldview that detaches humanity from spiritual realities. The emphasis on artificial intelligence, robotics, and digital interconnectedness serves to root human consciousness more firmly in the material realm. This technological surge, devoid of spiritual guidance, paves the way for Mephistopheles' influence, promoting a society that values efficiency, productivity, and empirical evidence over inner wisdom and moral integrity. Economic and political systems have been shaped to facilitate Mephistopheles' goals, reflected in the short-sighted, relentless pursuit of economic growth. Politically, there is a growing trend towards centralization of power and the erosion of individual freedoms, preparing the ground for a society where Mephistopheles' authoritarian and controlling influence can thrive. Culturally, there has been an evident shift towards entertainment and media that glorify material success, superficial beauty, and transient pleasures. This cultural milieu distracts individuals from seeking deeper spiritual truths and fosters a sense of emptiness that Mephistopheles will exploit. Social media, in particular, plays a significant role in this preparation, encouraging superficial connections and validation through external means, rather than fostering genuine human relationships and inner growth. Ultimately, each individual bears responsibility for their own spiritual preparedness. By cultivating an awareness of Mephistopheles' influence and striving to live a life of balance, integrity, and spiritual awareness, one can contribute to a collective resistance against his impending incarnation. Recognizing the signs and symptoms of Mephistopheles' preparatory work enables individuals to make conscious choices that align with higher spiritual principles, rather than succumbing to the seductive allure of materialism and intellectual arrogance.